unconsciously. Because when I say baby boy, when I say he held that mirror up, he held that mirror up. I was kicking and screaming. I was hollering, don't leave. Please don't go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was begging. I cried. I blew his phone up. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to explain myself. I was trying to make myself look worthy in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was comparing myself with the women that he chose to, you know, indulge in and, you know, all that. I'm sweating like a motherfucker. I'm trying to make this video quick. But, you know, I lost myself completely. And sometimes in order to find yourself, you have to lose yourself. It was times where I cried, y'all, like on the floor. Like I dropped to my knees on the floor by myself where, you know what I mean, at that point I had no choice but to go within. You know what I mean? He held up the mirror, the abandonment issues that I had, the external validation that I was looking for. I was looking for him to save me. You know what I mean? I was insecure. You know what I mean? I lost, and on top of, you know, the values and the morals that I did have, like self-worth and, you know, knowing who I was to a certain extent, he made me go within and strengthen myself. When I say he made, not physically, but mentally. Because after that begging and pleading, after all of that bullshit that I went through, I went within. I'm like, you know what? When you get tired of getting tired, I remember a good friend of mine told me a long time ago, when you get tired of getting tired of being tired, you don't have no choice but to go within. It's been moments I spent, you know, on my knees crying in the dark, you know, like, why this man don't want me? Or, you know what I'm saying, just begging, you know, even ask for a list, you know, so I can compare myself to his idea woman. You know what I'm saying? So I went through all of that, and it was a storm, it was a hurricane, it was a tornado, it was a tsunami, it was an earthquake, it was a flood, it was a fucking burning house, like all of that mixed in one, where it shattered my illusion of myself to pieces. Because baby, when I got up out of that slumber, and I was like, you know what? It took me 20 years. And when I got up out of that slumber, and I'm like, you know what? This is it. This is it. I'm no longer looking for a savior. I'm no longer bending myself to fit somebody else's idealization of a woman. I'm no longer looking to change myself for somebody else so I can feel a part of something. I'm no longer going to compare myself to other beings or women or whoever just so I can have validation or attention for someone. When I sit up here and say, I don't sit up here and make these videos to I'm sweating like a motherfucker. When I say I don't sit up here and make these